We're now 8.5 weeks out from show 1. Look, main thing today is I'm going to take you through my shopping from the weekend, just so you can have a look at some of the things that I'm buying, some of the things I'm consuming, and maybe that'll give you a bit of an idea, especially if you're prepping, you're dieting, or wanting to lose some body fat. It may help you, in terms of what you could use, what you could buy. If you have questions specifically around the meals I'm having, how I'm organising my meal timings, let me know. My MyFitnessPal diary is public, open to anyone. I'm happy to share that. Anything that helps you guys in terms of bettering your own journey. And in particular with the shopping, let me know if you've got any questions with that. But hey guys, so what I thought I would do is take you through a massive part of competition preparation, but in general with any health and fitness goal, specifically when it's either performance or body composition, we want to look at what we're consuming. Okay, so that comes down to our groceries, which comes down to organisation. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on what I have bought this week. Now, obviously, it's different depending on, sort of the goal and where I'm at in prep. So now, just under 9 weeks out from yesterday. So I'll give you a bit of a rundown of the foods that I have bought here. Now, usually I get any updates from my coach sort of Tuesday, so keep that in mind. I have had to buy perhaps a little bit more with the possibility of those calories being further reduced. So I like to plan and prepare for that just in case. But based on where we're at, any change is not going to be massively significant. So I know that, foods are going to be pretty similar. And as I said in previous videos, the foods that I'm consuming throughout the day and each day are pretty much the same. It means it is easier for me. It takes away the choice of what foods I'm going to eat. And I think that can be really detrimental when you're prepping. You're already on low calories. Having choice, having decisions to make each day, especially from food, which can be quite emotional, I don't find is productive. But some of the foods that I really like to consume and have been consuming lately, so I have got corn thins here. So corn thins can be really, really good, about 23 calories per slice. So again, when you're comparing that to bread, which is quite different, closer to 100 calories per slice, depending on the brand, it can be beneficial. Now, keep that in mind, I have got some bread as well. It's a little bit, it is a lower calorie option. It is a good option, but again, I think using sparingly and pre-training, I'm trying to be effective with where my carbs are sitting. Now, a lot of eggs, so I consume a lot of egg whites. Now, ideally, I would buy egg white cartons, but they're simply not in store at the moment. Frozen egg whites are not there either, so I'm resorting to cracking a lot of eggs myself, which is not ideal, but again, I'm weighing them all, making sure they're very accurate and doing everything I can from that perspective. Almond milk, so unsweetened almond milk, I use that quite a lot as well. Particularly in my banana smoothie, which I usually have post-workout. So unsweetened almond milk, this one's vanilla flavoured, so it is quite nice, particularly now when I'm starting to crave some sweet things. So that with banana, which I've got over there, and lots of ice and some protein powder is absolutely beautiful. Coffee, obviously, there's some hot chocolates may come into play very soon. So still winter here in Australia, not that cold on the Gold Coast, but these little bad boys, they come in individual sachets, so portion control is very, very good, 47 calories. I love those. And again, for another sweet fix, I tend to look at things like these little baking chips or baking dark chocolate chips. I'm very, very easy to portion out. Usually a couple of those little nibs or choc bits is enough just to satisfy the sweet craving. For some people, that might not be effective. Some other options are Equal. I use Equal in my coffee. Again, just gives a little bit more sweetness, particularly when I need it, and particularly because I'm going for long blacks at the moment. Mingle, it's a great company they offer some really good seasonings, but this one is my favorite, sweet chili sauce. So I use that on some egg whites with some avocado. Absolutely amazing, highly recommend. But again, my taste buds may be a little bit different on lower calories, lower body fat. Cottage cheese, I said that probably in previous episodes, but cottage cheese is really, really great. Love that, high protein. This one's got onion and chives in it as well, so again, adds a bit more extra flavour. Cheese, there's so much cheese out there. Cheese is traditionally high in fat, still high in protein. A lot of the light options, so I've got Swiss here. Jarlsberg is another brand, but another type of cheese. But this one here is only 3 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein. So really, really great macros, awesome there, and some ham. So what I'm looking at doing this week is some ham, cheese, onion, omelets, which I think will be quite nice, particularly if my calories go a little bit lower. That's going to be loaded with protein. Again, some ham there, which is quite low in fat. I've got chicken breast. It's just an easy option, high in protein, very, very lean. Obviously, there's kangaroo, there's turkey. There's prawns, and there's also white fish. So there's lots of options, but for the moment, chicken, it's well priced, easy, and always available. I've got frozen vegetables, so I tend to go for the frozen vegetables if I can, just because out of convenience, and we know that they're also going to reheat quite well as well. Rock melon, very low calorie, so I tend to go rock melon with a bit of YoPro, which I've already got stocked up in the fridge. So that's an awesome treat first thing in the morning, especially when I've been eating some glucose, and that's when I'm usually doing a bit of study straight after that meal with my coffee and so on. Tomatoes, coriander, and onions. So I'm going to make a bit of a piccatagattu there, which just sits on top of the dinners, which is the chicken, usually the rice. And again, if my calories get lower, I'm going to sub that out for spudder-like potato, which I've got at the back there. So that's going to be an option, or I'll look at the omelette. So I'll just play around with what's going to be best if there is a drop. But that's sort of a rundown of the foods that I've got at the moment. On the other one will probably be the Nando sauce, which I use for my chicken. Again, very low calories, a great option. So hopefully this sort of gives you a good rundown. You can see that proteins heavily, they feature heavily here. Fruits and vegetables feature heavily here. A little bit of that dairy, which again is just for some variation in our higher protein versions. And probably the last thing actually would be I've got a couple of these soups. So these soups here are pumpkin, I've got a chicken and chicken noodle soup. Both very low calorie, high volume obviously because there's a lot of water in them, which again, it could be a fantastic option if my calories are low, which is a little bit lower than what I think. So said 9 weeks out, it's not long. We don't really consider peak week, so to speak. So a lot of people may say 8 weeks out. So yeah, look, I'm planned, I'm organized. The beauty is I get to cook most of my meals fresh because I am working from home. But if I wasn't, this is when I would meal prep now, organize all my food in containers, work out what needs to be frozen, and go from there. So meal prep, it's such a critical part of comp prep. Don't underestimate it. You've got to be organized. If you're running around trying to get random ingredients each day, you're going to set yourself up for failure, especially if your calories get lower because you don't have as much freedom. Hope that helps, guys. But just a quick little recap. Obviously, the last video was only a week and a half ago. So in terms of the last week, nutritionally, no changes, which is positive. Had that update from Joey yesterday. So no changes nutritionally. Training is going really, really well in terms of progress. Things are progressing very, very well. Progressive overload is still being applied. I'm still able to maintain and increase my strength. So very, very happy with that. And yeah, probably the only thing that I'd really note over the last little week, so mindset's fine, but probably the main thing is probably my sleep starting to be a little bit interrupted. So nothing major at all, noticing some quite vivid dreams and noticing just a little bit of turning and a little bit of waking up at night, but nothing serious at all. It tends to happen as my weight gets below 68-ish. So I'm about 68 and a half. So it's something I'll be mindful of, and I may look at using some relaxation herbal supplements for sleep. Something I'm not going to action just right yet, but I'm going to keep aware of it. So that's the only thing that's really, really happened. Noticing more details in my physique, more lines, more vascularity. Obviously still a little bit to go, but yeah, hopefully the shopping stuff here helps. Like I said, any questions you have, stay tuned. And next update will hopefully take you through a bit of my check-in with Joey, some more posing and a few more photos maybe to see exactly how the physique is looking. Stay tuned for the next one, guys.